I think one of the funniest stories in the Bible is in John chapter 9, when Jesus meets a man who was born blind. Jesus is walking through and decides to heal this man, and Jesus spits in the ground, makes some mud, and rubs it in this man's eyes, which off rip is bizarre. Like, why would you do that? And then he tells the man, go bathe in the pool of Siloam, and then you'll be healed. Mind you, this man is still blind, but Jesus sends him on a quest to find something he can't even see. Sometimes you have to act like you're healed on your way to being healed. Sometimes you have to live like you're free on your way to being free. So this man goes and he somehow finds this pool, bathes in it, and comes out and he can see. So he's walking around and people recognize him. And they're like, yo, wasn't that the dude who was born blind? And he's like, yeah, it's me. And they don't believe him. And they're like, nah, it's not him. It's just someone who looks like him. And he now has to try to convince them that he's him. And he's like, nah, bro, guys, it's me, I'm telling you. And they're like, oh yeah? Then what happened to you? How come you can see now? And he's like, listen, there's this dude named Jesus. He anointed my eyes, like with oil. Nah, bro, with spit and mud. What the frick are you talking about? Bro, let me tell you the story. He anointed my eyes with mud, told me to bathe in this pool in Siloam, and I bathed it, and now I can see. And they're like, oh yeah? Then where is he now? He's like, obviously, I didn't see where he went, but word spreads. He comes to talk to the town. And the Pharisees find out. And the Pharisees, remember, don't like Jesus. And they especially don't like the fact that he did this on the Sabbath. So they call the dude in, start asking him questions. Like, yo, what happened to you? How come you can see now? And he goes, listen, bro, this man named Jesus anointed my eyes with oil, now with mud and spit. With mud? What the freak? Just let me tell you the story. He anointed my eyes with mud, and then he told me to bathe in this pool of Siloam, and I bathed it, and I come out, and now I can see. And some of the Pharisees are like, nah, that don't make no sense. Like, this guy is clearly not from God, because he doesn't respect the Sabbath. But some other Pharisees are like, nah, this does make sense. Like, this actually does sound like a miracle. And they're divided, and they start fighting amongst each other. Mind you, the dude is still there watching this. And eventually the Pharisees, I guess, remember that this man is still there watching. And they're like, yo, what do you think about this? And he's like, honestly, I think he's a real deal. I think he's a prophet. And the Pharisees are like, nah, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. Matter of fact, I don't even think you actually were blind in the first place. I think this is all a prank. So they call his parents in. Parents come in, and the Pharisees are like, yo, this your son? And they're like, yeah, that's our son. And they're like, so you said he's born blind? Then how come he can see now? What happened? And the parents, they can read the room, and they don't want no smoke. So they're like, well, he's a big boy. Why don't you ask him yourself? And so the Pharisees ask him again, like, bro, stop playing around. We know Jesus is a sinner, and God don't listen to sinners. Like, what's going on? And the guy's like, bro, I don't know if he's a sinner or not. What I do know is I was blind, but now I see. That's it. And the Pharisees like, nah, bro, this don't make no sense. Just tell us what happened. And the dude is like, I already told you. Why do you keep asking me? Do you want to be his disciple too? And the Pharisees get pissed, and they revert to recess name calling. They literally go, you're not his disciple. You are. I know you are, but what am I? And they're like, we don't even know where this man came from. And the dude is like, that's crazy. Y'all don't even know where he came from, but he's going out here healing people? So a man you can't explain is doing things you can't explain. That sounds like God to me. And the Pharisees are pissed. And they literally say, you were steeped in sin at birth. How dare you lecture us? And they kick him out the synagogue. People can argue with you about your theology. They can't argue with your testimony. There was nothing else they could say, so they just threw him out. So the dude is out here walking, and he bumps into Jesus. And Jesus starts talking to him. Now, mind you, this man still has never actually seen Jesus. So he doesn't realize that he's talking to the same person who healed him. Sometimes God will move in your life before you're even able to recognize that it's him. Jesus is talking with him, and Jesus goes, hey, you believe in the Son of Man? Which is one of the names Jesus is going by. And the dude is like, I don't even know who the Son of Man is. He had no concept of who Jesus was. He had no, understanding of who he was. God doesn't need you to know everything about him before he starts moving in your life. So he's like, I don't even know who the Son of Man is. Jesus goes, it's me. Boom. I'm the one who healed you. And boom, he believes in Jesus and starts worshiping him.